Hey folks, it's Manninen from the website TahoeTrailGuide.com. Today I want to cover doing some basic snowplow turns to help us get downhill a little safer. There's three main reasons or benefits to doing snowplow turns. The first should be fairly obvious. It allows us to turn while going downhill. So if the trail is starting to wind in a serpentine fashion, we can just do these snowplow turns and make it safely around the trail. In conjunction with that, there may be an obstacle on the trail that we need to avoid. So by doing a snowplow turn, that allows us to change our direction of travel so that we can be safe going around this obstacle. The second reason for wanting to learn how to do snowplow turns is that it actually helps us slow down even more than just a regular snowplow. If you think of doing a snowplow down a straight line downhill, we're kind of in that fall line. We're going straight down, but once we start to throw in some turns, we're starting to go traverse that little hill, so we're not in the most gravity-fed zone. Once we come around the corner, we're going to pick up speed, but then we make that turn and we traverse across to the other side of the trail. That kind of slows us down, because again, we're not just going straight downhill. And then the third reason that we would want to do a snowplow turn is that it can help us actually come to a complete stop, even if we're on pretty steep and icy terrain. In previous videos, I talk about the snowplow in general is good, but it's not great. And mostly it's not great because it's hard to come to a complete stop in certain snow conditions and angles of terrain, because we're in this formation of a wedge. But the most powerful kind of stop is if we had both of our skis perpendicular to the hill. And that would be a hockey stop position. But because we're in a snowplow, we're at a diagonal from two different directions going down the hill. But if we can turn ourselves to the side, we can put at least one of our skis completely perpendicular to the hill, which should allow us to come to a complete stop. In conjunction with turning to put ourselves perpendicular to the hill, we can also aim our skis to a slight uphill if there happens to be one on the trail that we're going down. And we can use gravity or terrain management to help us come to a complete stop in a snowplow. There are things that I'll bring up in another video, but for today's video, I just want to keep it real simple. First thing is body position. I'll say it a million times. Get low, get your hands in front, and then for that snowplow position, we're going to be in this wedge formation. The second thing is going to be turning our feet. We want to initiate our turn by turning our feet in the direction that we want to go. So if I want to go in that direction, I'm going to turn both my feet in that direction. I can't really demonstrate that in the static position because all my weight is on here. So just know that when you're doing downhill snowplow turns, you need a little bit of glide in order to grease the wheels, as they say. So as I start to glide, my skis will be moving, so therefore I can move my feet and direct them in their change in direction. So we can create this little S pattern going downhill. But again, body position, turn our feet, and then to a lesser degree, and which could also be considered a result of turning our feet, is that we want to get our weight a little bit more on the downhill ski or the outside ski. If I'm turning in this direction, this is going to be my outside ski, but it's also going to wind up being the downhill ski. So as I turn my feet, I want to get my weight a little bit more over to that ski. Now that weight may gently shift over that just out of gravity's sake, thanks to me turning my feet and going downhill. But if it doesn't, we want to shift it over just gently. We don't want to make a big movement out of it. We just want to turn those feet and let that weight shift naturally to the downhill ski. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out TahoeTrailGuide.com for more information about cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. And thank you to all my Patreon subscribers, everyone who tips via Venmo and PayPal. I really appreciate it. You're amazing. Thank you for all the support. Take care, folks. Time to call it a day.